Pete, Liz, would you like to introduce yourself and what you do and who you are and where you came from and your favorite color?
There you go.
In that order?
Go ahead, you go. I'm not going to remember that order, but you can try.
So I'm Liz Cooper. I am president of Gamers for Good, which is our nonprofit gaming charity. I come from a history of education and nonprofit gaming space. Favorite color, purple. I don't know. Who are you?
Hello, my name's Pete Cooper. I'm a game developer. I'm the VP and creative director at Gamers for Good. I've been in the AAA game development space for about 15 years. I got to work on fun things like Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, Diablo 3, League of Legends, and a bunch of other cool stuff. And then just recently, we transitioned to doing indie games for charity purposes with Gamers for Good. So that's what we're primarily doing right now. Well, my favorite color is also purple, so that's why I didn't say it.
Oh, well, that's why it works out between you guys. That's why it's
that is the single thing.
That's the only thing. That's the only thing keeping it together is the purple.
You're not wrong.
So Gamers for Good, we are all about getting gamers giving back. Right now, we have kind of 4 pillars to our efforts. So we make charity-based games for good. We produce and publish gaming-related art books. We set up community service opportunities for gamers. And we are building the Gamer Charity Hub, which is an internet way for gamers across the world to connect with other charities in the gamer space. So our mission statement is fairly broad because we try and do as much as we can, because it's kind of underrepresented. We found that other charities in the gaming space are very narrow. They do like one specific thing, and we kind of wanted to be broader and develop as many branches as we could to increase our likelihood of getting more gamers giving back.
Sure.
Cool.
And I think one of the things that I like about your charity and what was the thing that kind of drew me to it was that it's obviously a big part of like helping people, right? Which all charities are. But I love the fact that it's gamers specifically doing it, right? It's about the gamers and the gamer communities giving back, which, help fights all of the, shitty stereotypes that gamers have. It helps, build better communities. It helps build a better world through the actions and participation of the people who volunteer in the organization. But it's not just like, hey, we got a bunch of, and this is great too, because it's a needed thing, but it's not like, hey, we got a bunch of consoles donated to us by Nintendo and we're giving them to hospitals. It's actually gamers that are getting involved with it. So there's a more tangible, like personal connection to the gaming community than just, we raised a bunch of money on a Twitch stream and now.
I've always said I love gamers and I am a gamer and I want gamers to be thought of as good people. Mm-hmm. So everything that we can do in that space to point out examples of that happening and to encourage that to happen, we are running right at. We're jumping right in.
Yeah, absolutely. We also do a lot with the game development community and the
studio level.
Yeah, artists and like Liz is going. Is it next week that you're going back to LA?
The 23rd, I will be in LA working with a studio doing an impact outing. So for a team building exercise, they've worked with me to create a charity. They are doing a bike building day and donating them to foster kids.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
That's great.
Connecting with a lot of those kind of people. And then like the first game we did, Cat Burglar, is with a couple game developers that we know who are at Riot. Mm-hmm. And then this new game that we're working on is with a couple people in New York and a couple students. And then we're going to be doing short, quick games with a lot of different people around the industry. And then with the art books, like the Undertale art book we made last year, was it, or the year before? I don't know. It was a while ago. But we had, how many artists did we have in the book? It was
just under 1,000.
Okay, yeah, we had
solid.
So we had solid. Just a ton of artists. We had artists from a bunch of indie companies, a ton of the AAA companies, and then just a lot of artists from DeviantArt and different locations that all kind of came together and helped create this book. And that was really, really cool. So we want to keep doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like those are amazing projects. And I know when you guys were working on the one for cancer awareness, I think that was the first book, Gamers for Life, right?
Yes.
And I remember like how much effort was being put into that, and like that was all just your time. I remember like the talks about packing and shipping and all that. It's just so huge. And then you get it. You get the book, delivered, and you see it, and you're like, holy shit! Like, I can't believe that 2 people managed to pull this off. And obviously, it's a huge community thing. That's the whole point of it, right? Is getting the whole community involved and gamers and artists involved.
Sure.
But like, you guys hustled so hard on that, and the quality of everything was just so insanely good. I would have assumed that it was being done by, a team of people that's what they were doing day in and day out, from the layout to the quality of the book to actually hitting your deadlines and getting them shipped on time. Like, all of that was just like a testament to how hard you guys work and how deserving you guys are of the success that you have.
Yeah, well, thanks so much. That's great. That means a lot. We do have a really big community of people who we can call and ask when we don't know something, which is amazing and super nice. So like with the art book, I did certainly reach out to people and saying, hey, I've never done layout in a book before. Like, anybody got any advice? And I got some really, really great advice from like Jeremy Cranford from Blizzard, who does a bunch of their merch stuff. So yeah,
he was helpful. He really helped us learn about book publishing because he does that for Blizzard, and he wanted to connect with us. I learned more than I ever thought I'd ever need to know about spines of books and what kind of glue, and like
lots of learning.
So that's the beautiful part about having friends like that, right? Is that like you open up into their world, and then all of a sudden you get this crash course of information that you were totally not prepared for, and you're like, no, I didn't mean that. I meant like, can you just tell me like what program to use and if there's a template available? And it's like, you don't want to use horse glue because above 98 degrees Celsius it'll melt, and you're just like, okay, that's all good information, but what's then the biggest like shift for you guys moving from kind of having 2 jobs, right, even 3 jobs as parents, to being like fully focused on the charity and on the building of the games, which we'll get to in a second, the games that you guys have been making?
For me, one of the big things has come up more and become more prevalent is just establishing the value of the charity and getting comfortable in the space of asking for sponsorship and for people's support. Where we were very comfortable funding Gamers for Good ourselves previously because Pete made an income that allowed that. Now we're in the space where we're doing bigger and better things, and I have to start asking other people for money. So that's less comfortable for me.
Life of a nonprofit organization.
Yeah, which I've lived before. So it's just, I always, knowing that our future success and sustainability is dependent on my ability to ask other people for money makes me nervous. I have no issue making games, publishing art books, going out and doing community service. I just hate asking people for money.
Fair enough.
The biggest transition for me has been, going from working with huge teams. I was an art director at Riot, and I went from just huge teams, like on League of Legends, the team was massive, like hundreds of people, to now just working with 1 or 2 little people here and there on different projects. So having to do all the things without a lot of help, and also really having real budgets. I know we said we had budgets before, but
there was a lot of waste space there.
Yeah. So now scope has to be managed much more carefully on everything we do. So
yeah, not having that team means a lot of times we make decisions based on what we can finish in the time that we have.
So this game is like easy as hell and then hard as shit. Like I really have to get every gem in this game when I'm playing it. And that makes it virtually impossible to beat a level.
Yeah.
Because the thing that Pete did that he won't tell Liz is that, yeah, he made it easy enough for people to get through it if they just go get the keys.
Yes, no, we knew that.
Okay.
The hardcore, there is
Okay.
that element of like, you can abuse yourself
Oh yeah,
by
no,
trying to get each gem.
if you try to clear out, I think I did the first, I finished the first 5 of them and completed them, like 100% of them. And then I got to like 6 and I was like, I'm not going to do this anymore. I think I spent like an hour on level 6 trying to get all of them. And I was just like, I'm done. I'm done.
For people who haven't played Cat Burglar, there is another purpose behind Cat Burglar. So I'd love to hear like how you guys came up with Cat Burglar from the charity side of it.
Cat Burglar is, and how it came to be a charity game is, we actually started with the game and we knew kind of what we wanted to make, and this was supposed to serve as an example for other game developers as a way to insert charity efforts into your game without designing it completely around it. So we know we wanted to make this game. The cat dog aspect was really, comically classic. And so from that, we started thinking, how can we tie a charity into this? That led us naturally to pet charities. And then so from that process, we tried to find the largest group or charities that were serving internationally or entire nations. So that brought us to the list of 6 charities featured in the game. The next game we're working on, the charity concept is much more integrated into it. So it's a different example of how to put charity in a game.
So yeah, you should definitely check it out if you guys haven't played it. It's a lot of fun. It's an easy, like, casual like entry, and then an aggressively frustrating downward spiral of regret that you're playing it, and you feel like, I just need to see all the damn charities, so I'm doing my part, and then nope, you're not going to, because you're not good enough gamer. You heard me?
You heard me?
Well,
You
it's got a cool surprise ending. So
God
I gotta
damn
say,
it, Pete. Now I have to finish it.
yes, yeah.
You
You don't have to get all the
finished it?
gems.
For you guys as an audience, you can move the camera. I've watched people beat this game without moving the camera.
Or
And
what?
it's right? Yeah, like I'm like, they think we're mean. They think we're really,
Yeah.
really mean.
In level 1, I put, the controls right where you start. There's controls that tells you how to play the game with the keyboard and mouse or with the controller. And watching people play, it's amazing how many people just don't see it at
Run
all.
off. Yeah.
They just do
They
not
just
see
go.
it.
And
That's
they're like, I
Reggie's-
don't understand
be
why
me.
I can't
Reggie's-
see
That's
these.
Reggie and Chu's MO. Is
That's right.
we play a game and they're like, how do you open this damn chest? And there's like a glowing red X that says like press X to open chest on the screen.
Nah, we don't
Like-
see that though.
No,
We
you
don't see that.
at all. Like,
Yeah, I have.
we need to be told.
3
There's
times.
an amazing video of someone walking up to the door that has 4 keyholes in it and a big lock in front of it. And he's like, how do I get in this door? And there's a sign that's 5 times bigger than the character that says 4 keys to unlock. And he's just like, I just don't know how to get in here. I'm like, I don't know what
Streamers
else we
are
could
the
do.
best for seeing what the understanding of your gameplay is. Like, it's amazing.
And you guys managed to knock that thing out with an incredibly small team. The 2 of you and I think 1 other person or 2 other people helping out.
Mhm.
In what, 2 months, 3 months?
Well, we started on January 1st.
Yes.
And we were doing it on the side while I was still working full time at Riot. and we shipped it on June 5th. So it took us a while, but I mean, I actually tracked my time. I spent 448 hours on it. So that's the equivalent of like 10 weeks of full-time work, 40 hours a week. So that was, we were able to do it pretty quick. And it was a big learning opportunity.
yeah.
First time using Unity to make stuff. So that was, I spent the majority of that time just learning how to use the program and crashing it over and over.
Nice.
And I learned how to undelete things from Dropbox.
Nice. Nice.
That's
That's
a
a-
But now
that's a
we have
huge skill,
actual
though.
version control. Yeah.
We had one question was there any reason that you guys chose to use Unity over Unreal in particular?
Yes, we went back and forth on which one we were going to use, but at the end of the day, since we're going indie, and there's a seemingly much larger indie community that uses Unity over Unreal. A lot of my AAA friends are using Unreal, so it was like that was kind of the tough balance. And we're near the Portland area now, so there's a group of game developers here called the Portland Indie Game Squad, and
Hate Squad.
yeah, and the vast majority of them use Unity. So there are people we're doing game jams with and stuff pretty regularly. We actually have a game jam with them starting next week. Yeah.
That's
There
awesome.
was also the issue, though, like one of the issues tech-wise and look-wise that came up for us was hand-painted in Unreal was not something Pete, in a previous experience, a previous prototyping, he had not been as successful in Unreal with hand-painted and rendering the light the way he wanted to.
Mm.
Yes, that's
Okay.
true. Unreal has a very specific look, and if you try to get away from the Unreal look, it gets angry at you.
It's like, what do you mean? You don't want this to look real?
Because like, how did the vision of Cat Burglar change throughout the development, or what were some happy accidents that you discovered, or things that you wanted to do that just weren't able to be done because of the size of the team or the time that you guys had?
Oh, the one other thing that changed quite a bit was the difficulty.
Yeah.
So I made
Quite a bit.
I made these levels. I was like, okay, I'm gonna make them what I consider easy, and then get my family and Liz and some people who are just bad at games to play it. I'm not saying you're bad at games, but yeah, once Liz was playing it and a couple other people who don't really play third-person games all that often, it was pretty apparent what needed to be changed. So we kept making it easier because it's a charity game. Like between each level, it shows you a charity, and we wanted to make sure players could consume the right amount of content. So I had to keep making it easier. I kept deleting dogs out of the levels until I can basically play the whole game with my eyes closed now. But it's about the right level of difficulty to where I think most people can at least get through level 4 out of 7.
Yeah, out of 7, he says, because
Ye-
after level 6, you've seen the last charity.
There's 6 charities. Yeah.
So level 7 is way harder.
It's just for punishing
Yeah.
you.
Way harder.
Yeah, level 7 I didn't tune very much. I got rid of 2 dogs, but it's still pretty hard, which I'm happy with.
I got one question that I think is really important. How did you guys get to be so damn cool?
I don't know. I mean, I think probably because we have
Like
we
you
have
have a
kids.
serious answer for this. Like, wait
I have
a
a serious answer.
Yeah, it was on the list.
I mean, it's a loaded question, but at the same time, it's like, it takes a lot of effort and a lot of being uncomfortable to be even aware of the kind of things that you guys are trying to bring awareness to and that you're trying to help bring solutions to. So
Thank you. I think the one way that we super try and tackle that too is not to do just the quick fix. Like in everything we're doing, we're trying to create inspiration for others to duplicate.
Mhm.
Like that's why every game model has a different charity aspect to it. The art books have had different causes that they've been for. One has been super AAA, one was very indie. So overall, the aspiration of G4G is to make gamers better people. So if we succeed at that, all of those individual issues will be helped by that trickle down effect.
That's awesome.
And
So
you guys
one-
kickstart every book project and every game project that you guys have?
We have not crowdfunded a game project yet.
Got
Our
it.
books have been crowdfunded, yes. We will be moving into that space, but we did want to put something out before then,
Right.
just so that we had like a reference back to the standards that we
Sure.
have.
And also, like, as we move forward and we get funding for different projects, and not funding for other projects, you know, we'll be looking at different avenues for raising enough capital to be able to, you know, to actually, you know, get more support for games as we go.
Mhm.
It's been really nice though, because the games we're working on right now, it's just there's been this amazing community outpour, like, hey, you know, I'd like to help you with audio, I'd like to help you with, you know, whatever it is. That we've been able to just get people to donate their time
Mhm.
to helping us out. So that's been really cool.
Uh-oh.
You got something to add?
So I guess I would say if you want to help support Gamers for Good, the way that you can help us right now is following our Twitch stream, you know, coming and joining that and helping us build our channel, buying one of our old digital books that helps us build funds for upcoming projects, and going and playing our game on Steam. You know, you can check that out. You can give us your feedback, help us refine it and make it the best product that it can be. If you're a programmer and you want to donate some time to do Steam achievements, I'm all for it.
Nice.
We do have a little bit of merch. We have merch coming, so we have
Yeah.
hats and t-shirts and all that jazz as well, which helps add a little bit of funding here and there. To add to your question that you asked before is, you know, how to kind of get into some of the stuff. You know, I've always been someone who's just about doing good while we can. It's like our industry is very focused on, you know, violence in general, and so trying to, you know, I worked on Call of Duty and Diablo and these games that are really just about killing each other, which is fun. I enjoy it, but I'd also like to, you know, add some more lighthearted, joyous things that aren't in that same vein to the world. You know, we have kids; they're not really kids anymore.
Teens.
You know, we have teenagers. Our youngest is 16, so I guess they're not really kids anymore. But we've always tried to be good examples to our kids. You know, taking them out to regular community service, and then once you realize that, hey, you know, how great community service is and how many people you can have, you know, trying to spread that out widely is a good thing.
For sure. And if you're wanting to do community service in your area, email me, liz@gamersforgood.com. We will help support you building a gamer community event near you.
So thank you guys so much, Pete. I know you
Awesome.
got to get over there and paint your life away. But thank you guys very much for coming by and you know, sharing some of your wisdom and you know, talking about what you're doing, and anybody who wants to get more involved. You know, we've had a lot of cool people on the show to talk about things, but these two are something that I personally care a lot about. And I think you guys should too. So
Thank you.
stop being dirty bums and go out and make the world a better place.
Just be dirty bums. Just go be one day a month.
Yeah, that's it. One day
Lower
a
your
month.
standards, donk.
Yeah, okay. You don't have to be great people all the time. Liz is the authority on this. So she says you can be scrubs 99% of the week as long as you do, or the month, as long as you do one good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And if anyone has any ideas, you know, we're open to ideas. Any
Well, there's
cool
one charity. There's one charity I think that, you know,
no.
could really help.
Scared
Oh,
you.
no.
Here it comes. Here it comes.
So Chew,
What?
I know a young lady who is video game disabled, and she could
Just
really
cut his
use
feed too.
yeah.
And donk is gone.
She could really use your help, Pete, learning how to find the buttons on her controller.
I have a website, okg.com, okayest gamer, for those of us that are not as Twitch talented as others.
So I do have a solution for you.
Don't.
Cat Burglar has no buttons.
There you go.
Ooh.
You just move.
Unless you want to start the game or move through the story.
Oh, okay. You do have to.
Well, that's
press
part of the
A to
charity.
start.
Pete will come over and start the game for you.
He will start
Just-
You do.
story.
You do have to find the A button to start it.
Yeah, just
Okay.
put like little majestic chests around all the buttons. And
There
she'll
you
find
go.
That
them.
was the
Yeah,
one
that she'll find them.
time. The one time.
Right? You're never going to live it down.
All right.
Maybe
All
we
right,
can
I
make
love-
a Chewy mode where we just remove all the
Oh,
dogs, so you
my
can.
God.
There you go.
Thanks so much. We appreciate it. Have a
Bye.
Hasta
wonderful
pinata.
evening.
Bye, guys.
Take care, guys. Later.
Bye-bye.